One tiny mistake after an oil change can silently destroy your engine, and most drivers don't even realize they're doing it. Before you drive again, watch this. Most drivers think an oil change protects their engine, but what if I told you a simple mistake right after changing the oil could secretly destroy the entire engine within months? Mechanics see this happen every single day. And the scary part is, most people never realize they caused the damage themselves. Today, we're exposing the dangerous oil change mistakes that silently kill engines fast. Modern engines are extremely sensitive. One wrong oil, one loose filter, or even driving too hard immediately after an oil change can create damage that costs thousands of dollars to repair. Some drivers unknowingly shorten their engine life by years just because they rushed a 5-minute process. Here's the first deadly mistake. Right after an oil change, many drivers instantly floor the accelerator and drive aggressively. They think fresh oil means the engine is fully protected immediately. But that's not true. Fresh oil still needs time to circulate through every moving part inside the engine. When oil hasn't fully circulated yet, critical metal parts inside the engine can briefly run without proper lubrication. That tiny moment of friction may not destroy the engine instantly, but over time, it creates where that slowly kills the engine from the inside. Another huge mistake is not checking the oil level after the change. Many people assume the mechanic added the perfect amount, but even professionals sometimes overfill or underfill engines. And both mistakes can be catastrophic if ignored. If the oil level is too low, metal components begin rubbing together without enough lubrication. The engine heats up faster, friction increases, and eventually the engine can seize completely. Some engines are destroyed in less than 10 minutes after losing enough oil. But too much oil can be just as dangerous. Most drivers don't realize overfilling creates pressure inside the engine. That pressure can destroy seals, blow out gaskets, and even damage the catalytic converter. In severe cases, foam forms inside the oil, reducing lubrication completely. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest silent killers, using the wrong oil viscosity. Your engine was designed for a specific oil thickness. Using oil that's too thick or too thin can destroy lubrication performance, especially during cold starts. During cold weather, thick oil moves slowly through the engine. That means important engine parts may stay dry for precious seconds after startup. And every dry startup slowly damages the engine over time. Cheap oil filters are another dangerous trap. Some low-quality filters collapse internally under pressure. Others fail to trap metal debris properly. That means harmful particles continue circulating through the engine like sandpaper. Imagine tiny metal particles grinding through your engine every second while you drive. You may never hear it happening, but slowly, the damage builds until one day the engine starts knocking, smoking, or completely failing. One mistake that destroys engines shockingly fast is forgetting to tighten the drain plug correctly. If that plug loosens while driving, your engine oil can leak out rapidly. By the time the warning light appears, severe damage may already be happening. Some drivers ignore tiny oil leaks after an oil change because the leak seems harmless. But even small leaks become dangerous over time. Engines lose oil slowly, and many drivers never notice until the engine begins overheating or making loud noises. Another hidden mistake is reusing an old oil filter. Some people try saving money by leaving the old filter installed during a fresh oil change. But dirty filters are packed with old contaminants, sludge, and microscopic metal particles. When oil flow becomes restricted by a dirty filter, the engine starts starving for lubrication. And modern turbocharged engines are especially vulnerable because turbo systems rely heavily on clean, fast-moving oil. Many people also forget to reinstall the oil cap properly. It sounds like a tiny mistake, but driving without a secure oil cap allows oil to spray across the engine bay. That creates smoke, burning smells, and dangerous oil loss. Some drivers mix different types of engine oils carelessly. Synthetic and conventional oils can sometimes work together, but random mixing without understanding compatibility may reduce performance and protection. Oil sludge is another nightmare mechanics constantly see. When drivers delay oil changes too long, dirty oil thickens into sludge. That sludge blocks tiny oil passages inside the engine and prevents lubrication from reaching critical components. Some engines fail not because the driver abused the car, but because they trusted the cheapest engine oil possible. Low-quality oils break down faster under heat, especially in turbocharged or high-mileage engines. Modern engines operate at extremely high temperatures. Cheap oil loses its protective properties quickly under stress. Once the oil breaks down, metal surfaces inside the engine begin grinding directly against each other. One mistake almost everyone ignores is failing to inspect underneath the car after an oil change. Even a loose filter or damaged gasket can slowly drip oil while driving. Many drivers also trust random oil brands without checking manufacturer recommendations. But engineers design engines around very specific oil formulas and certifications. Using the wrong oil can affect timing systems, turbochargers, fuel economy, and even emission systems. Some modern engines are so sensitive that one wrong oil type triggers expensive repairs. Short trips after an oil change can also create problems. When engines never fully warm up, moisture and contaminants remain trapped inside the oil longer. That moisture mixes with oil and slowly creates sludge inside the engine. Over time, sludge buildup blocks lubrication and damages internal components. Some mechanics rush through oil changes too quickly. They may forget inspections, ignore leaks, or install parts incorrectly. That's why smart drivers always double-check their vehicle afterward. Checking your own oil level only takes a minute, but it can save your engine. Always check the dipstick on level ground after the engine has rested for several minutes. Another dangerous mistake is ignoring strange sounds after an oil change. Knocking, ticking, or whining noises can signal oil starvation or low-pressure problems. Never ignore burning smells either. Oil leaking onto hot exhaust components creates smoke and dangerous fire risks. Many engines that fail after oil changes don't die immediately. The damage builds silently for weeks or months until one day the engine suddenly loses power or completely stops running. Turbocharged engines are especially vulnerable because turbos spin at extremely high speeds. Without clean, high-quality oil, turbo bearings wear out quickly and repairs become incredibly expensive. Even luxury cars can suffer catastrophic engine failure from simple oil mistakes. BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Toyota, Honda, no engine is immune to bad maintenance. Mechanics often say engines usually don't die suddenly, they die slowly from neglect. Tiny mistakes repeated over time quietly destroy internal components until repairs become unavoidable. The good news is most of these mistakes are completely avoidable. Using the correct oil, changing filters properly, and checking for leaks can dramatically extend engine life. A well-maintained engine can last hundreds of thousands of miles. But poor oil maintenance silently shortens engine life every single day. One small oil mistake today could become a $5,000 repair tomorrow. That's why smart drivers never rush maintenance. Before driving away after any oil change, always inspect underneath the vehicle, check the dipstick, and watch for warning lights during the first drive. If your engine sounds different, smells strange, or shows warning lights after an oil change, stop driving immediately and inspect the problem before serious damage happens. Most engine failures don't happen because cars are weak. They happen because people underestimate how important proper oil maintenance really is. If this video helped you, share it with someone who loves their car. And subscribe for more mechanic secrets that could save you thousands in repairs.